Okay, Taurus. Taurus. How is the beautiful Taurus feeling? Welcome to a general reading, a collective reading. I'm going to check in with the section of sky known as Taurus. So, however you relate to that energy, welcome. My name is Petra. Thank you for being here. I hope this reading finds you well. We're going to look at the vibes. What's the vibration for Taurus? And then we're going to look at what is the clearest pathway forward. So I hope to offer you something useful today. I am offering personal readings. I'll put the link in the description. If you're interested, check me out there. I also have a herbal and magical shop. So you can check that out as well for some of my products. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, how are you feeling? What is the vibration for fixed earth? What is the vibration for fixed earth? I ask that I provide a clear reflection for Taurus. I ask that these messages find those who can find it useful. What's in your heart, beautiful Taurus? How are you feeling? What's in the heart for Taurus? Damn. This is a bruised ego. This feels like embarrassment. Kind of wanting to hide your face, wanting to run and hide, wanting to retreat. King of Wands in reverse with the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Swords in reverse. There's something that you put out there. There's something, a direction that you started to take that you're pulling back from. Trying to hide your tracks, trying to like I see somebody going off in a direction and then going, oh, that's not the right way, and almost backpedaling from a certain direction. And there's a sense of humiliation or like not wanting, trying to cover those tracks or trying to retract a statement. Is this you, Taurus? This is the card of Leo, the King of Wands. And we are in Leo season. It's also a square. It also makes a square to Taurus, right? And I think that Leo energy can make Taurus feel very self-conscious. Leo is the spotlight. It's putting things out there. It's confidence. It's courage. And Taurus is a lot more concerned with stability and kind of enclosing things so that they can, become stable and grow. And like when I think of Taurus season, I think of all the seedlings are just starting to grow. And so they can't really grow with that much sunlight like you have in Leo season. Like if you try to start seedlings right now with the sun at, maximum, peak height, a lot of sunlight during the day, they'll get fried. Little baby seedlings, they need like half, right? They need a little bit of privacy to get going, to take care of their business privately. And I think that's how Taurus likes to operate, right? It's like very private. So this Leo energy, I think, can make Taurus just feel it's a square, and it puts a spotlight on things that are maybe premature. So there's something here. It's like, whether this is you or just an energy around you or in your life, there's something that was put out that was potentially premature, was potentially not ready for the light, not ready for the spotlight, not ready to be seen. And, you know, kind of feeling like it can damage your reputation. It could damage the actual thing that you were trying to put out, like having people judging it, having people looking at it. It's like you don't want people looking at it. You're trying to, there's a trying to pull back. Wow. Yeah. The spotlight is making you nervous. Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing, Taurus, but it's like literally the attention is making you want to back out. Wow, 2 aces. This is stage fright. This is literally stage fright. Ace of Swords, right in the center. Your voice, your self-expression, your story. There's something here about speaking your truth that, you know, the attention you get for it, the positive attention that you get for it, is actually causing you the stress. It's not like, it's not like there's actually anything working against you. There's no backlash here. It's like you speak and you have attention on you. You get the, you know, the sales when you advertise. You make, you know, you approach this person and they are interested. There's success and recognition, and it's like giving you commitment phobia. Like you have to now follow that up. This is so funny. I really relate to this. Just as that like second house energy of Taurus, which is like what you really value, right? And when you really have a lot to value and you put it out there and you put it in the spotlight, right? It's actually the positive attention that can be the most stressful when it's something you really care about. This feels like speaking from the heart. These two. There's something you really care about. There's something deep in your soul that's pushing to be expressed. Whether this is someone you have feelings for, or the feelings that you do, the emotions that you do have about something that need to come out. A story. It's like there's a story being told. It's like you started telling it and you're like, trying to pull back, but it's too late. Things have already been set in motion. This Four of Wands with this Wheel of Fortune, it's like you can't undo it. You put yourself out there in a way that set the wheel in motion, and you're trying to backpedal. You're like, I don't want to commit to this. How do I not go through that gateway? How do I not can I somehow, weasel my way out of committing to this? Like, you're literally trying to backpedal from something that it's almost like you put something out there that you weren't even expecting it to be that successful. Right? It's like the success itself, you're going, this story, it's like people are looking up to you. You speak and people are listening, or you reach out and the other person responds, and you literally just want to go back. You're like, the attention makes me nervous. I want to retreat from the attention, from the positive attention. It's almost like the praise. There's something about the praise itself that you are getting that makes you uncomfortable. Like, maybe people are misunderstanding what you were saying. Maybe you felt like it wasn't ready and people were kind of like kissing your ass about it. You know what I mean? Like you're like, how was it this successful? Or how did it get this many views? I didn't even try. I didn't even really say anything. I didn't even really. So there might be sort of something suspicious about the attention itself. Like, oh, I don't want that kind of attention. I don't want that kind of attention. I want to be able to really be truthful. Yeah, it's like you don't want to get pulled in. You don't want to get pulled into some kind of fake being put on a pedestal, being heralded for something that you didn't even really care about or mean to say, or there's something that you're like, oh no, that's not what I meant, that's not the direction I meant to go in, and it's like you're trying to reroute this expression, this truth, this feeling that you're conveying. It's like you're realizing that's not really the avenue, and I don't want to get pulled in and committed. I don't want to solidify it. So that's why you're pulling back. That's why you're hiding or deleting or trying to go back and erase your steps. Like, I don't want to be known for that. I don't want to be, that's not what I meant to say. That didn't convey how I really felt. That wasn't as deep as I wanted to get. There's something almost like superficial. There's something superficial. You're recognizing that something was superficial, that the attention you were getting was only because of something that either you couldn't maintain or, wasn't sustainable for you in some kind of way, or it wasn't really authentic. Yeah, there's something here about inauthenticity. You're recognizing, which I think is really admirable, to recognize that you're being congratulated or getting attention for something that's inauthentic to you. Because a lot of people can get just pulled into the attention itself and just feel like any attention is good attention. But there's something here about recognizing that it's going to pull you in a direction you don't want to go, or you can't even live up to, or it's just incorrect, right? So having this foresight, or this, maybe it's just an instinct, right? It's this instinct of like, no, pull it back. That doesn't feel right. That's not, I can't, yeah, yeah, it's a very mature position. Like I want to like congratulate you almost. Like good for you. Like it feels like you're even turning down something that could be money, or deleting something, or ending, choosing to walk away from something that was potentially really lucrative or successful, literally just because it's inauthentic to you. That's just a very responsible, mature thing to do. So good for you. But it feels a little fraught. Like it doesn't feel easy. It doesn't feel like you're just like, oh, this is the mature thing to do. I'm just gonna say no to that thing. Like you're definitely stressed about it. There's definitely some kind of, oh, what did I do? What did I do? What am I doing? What am I doing? There's definitely like it's not all just like, oh, this is the mature thing to do, I'm just gonna do that. It's definitely like heavy on your heart. It's been taking a toll on you, like just having to see that, having to make that decision. It was not an easy decision. Or it was not easy. You had to really sacrifice something, or give something up, or even potentially let people down, like not honor contracts, not honor something that you said you would do. That could be the embarrassment, right? Like putting something out there and then having to go back on your own word. It's fraught with just being hard on yourself, right? Or feeling like, what am I doing? All right, Taurus, let's see. What is the clearest pathway forward for Taurus? What is the clearest pathway forward? Lord have mercy. These cards are so big, it's so hard for me to shuffle them. But I love them, they're so beautiful. Tarot, the tattoo tarot. What is your clearest pathway forward, Taurus? Knight of Cups, Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, all in reverse. You know what's right. You know it's right. You know what you're doing is right, is the right thing to do. Wow, yeah. Okay. All of them are in reverse. See how this entire row is in reverse? Like, pull it back, right? What you're doing is exactly what you need to be doing. Back to the drawing board. There's some kind of intuitive sense that needs to be sorted out. Like, and you have to do that in private. You can't do it in front of an audience. So see how these Two of Swords is like, you know, in between these two figures, these two cups, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And he's kind of looking at her and she's like facing away from him, but she's looking back at him, right? There's some kind of self-reflection here, is processing of your own emotions in order to sort through this mental confusion. Like, back to the drawing board, but on an emotional level, almost. Like, there's some kind of intuitive feeling, this cups, right? You're like, it's not coming from my heart. There's something it's almost like you're needing to align with this. You need to go back to your heart, right? All these swords, trying to figure out all these wands, like presenting it to the world. Like, there's something here that just needs to feel right for you. Like, do you really have feelings for this person? And right? Or what is the real heart of the matter that you're trying to express and convey? How do you really feel? It's like you don't really know how you feel. There's some kind of split that has to be reconciled. Like, there's some kind of self-reflection process in order to integrate and come to an understanding about what this heart's desire is, right? It's like you're recognizing that you were putting something out there that wasn't quite authentic to how you felt. And this is saying, don't just go back to the drawing board in terms of what you're going to say to the person or what you're creating or what you're, you know, promoting or offering up or putting out there and getting this recognition for. It's like, not that drawing board, the drawing board about how you actually feel about it. And this is interesting. Four of Wands with the Lovers and the Moon, all three in reverse. That's like, again, there's this mirroring happening, right? There's the Two of Swords, and then here's the Four of Wands, and it's like standing in between the Moon and the Lovers. This feels like an emerging, just innate how do I say this? An innate, like, obvious expression. Like, you go back to this, how you really feel, and then it just will happen. You won't be, I don't know how to say this, like, it will literally just happen. Like, there's, the person will be revealed to you. The, you know, this attention, this Four of Wands, right? This success in putting something out there in the world and having it recognized and validated and, you know, celebrated and passing through these gates onto the next thing, right? It's like, this is having that happen almost by accident. just because of what you're doing, just because of where you're walking or who you come in contact with. Like, this is absolutely interior focused. This is that superficial thing. This is the opposite of that superficial thing, right? This is being completely internally motivated. This is like knowing exactly how you feel, tending to your emotions, so that your heart is clean, right? So that what you're operating from just radiates. That's the word. It just radiates it. It's like you're feeling like you're getting pulled into this trap with the success because it's inauthentic. How you become inauthentic, right, is you stop trying to be anything. You just be yourself. You let it come to you. You let it reveal itself. You let this truth reveal itself. It will bring to you that authentic sense of attention or success or forward movement or connections or relationships, right? It's like there's a need to let that play out of its own accord. Like, don't try to manage how it looks. Don't try to manage how these feelings are presented to the world. Don't try to like think about the other person's reaction or how is it going to appear, or this is pure. All of these in reverse. It's like draw all your energy internally, pull it all in. Don't be concerned with how it looks. And that's the funny thing about Leo, right? That it's kind of opposite of what I was saying before. Like, Leo is the spotlight, and it's the sun is in its highest position, right? And it's like all this confidence and taking up space and, you know, being visible, being seen, right? But Leo never tries to make that happen, right? And they often get people with a lot of Leo energy. Leos can feel really, you know, embarrassed often, or have the things that they were trying to hide put on display. And that's actually what makes them so, you know, vibrant and attractive, right? It's that people can sort of see that authenticity on the outside. And this is like this is like, allow yourself to just be really private, Taurus, right? And then allow what comes out to be revealed. Like, don't try to reveal it or present it. Just let it be whatever this authentic feeling is of yours. When you feel it, other people around you will just see it, right? That's the Leo principle. Like, when you just feel something really authentically on the inside, people end up recognizing it externally. And I think Taurus has that desire to cover up, right? And then present something that is presentable, right? Like, a Taurus does not want to be embarrassed. Leo is constantly being embarrassed, right? So this is almost really pushing the limits, I feel like, for Taurus, of letting things be visible that are just raw and authentic, that you're not trying to present in a certain way, that don't necessarily make sense, that don't have a nice, pretty package, that don't have a, color coordinated theme or a solid message. It's like, that's what was getting you in trouble in the first place, right? That's what was getting you in this situation where you're getting all this attention or you're getting positive feedback, but for something that's not sincere, right? You have to go through this period of just figuring out how the fuck you feel, really, and then just kind of like letting that out, right? Letting it be seen by others and not trying to manage how it comes across. I feel like that's an impossible thing to tell Taurus to do. So I don't know. Good luck with that. Okay, we're gonna pull some oracle cards. For the power stance. This is what we need to know. How can Taurus do this, right? It's like, yeah, what do you mean? Just like how like right? This is such an opposite energy of Taurus, and this is why they're all in reverse. This is like not even put the brakes on, hit reverse, right? Really backwards movement. Like, you're going in this direction, you're getting all this attention, but it's not for something that's authentic. You can't maintain it. You can't commit to it. You couldn't keep it up, right? So there's this pulling back so that you can focus and sort out how you actually feel. What is your authentic truth, right? And then just allow that to be visible to others, put that out there without packaging it or how can Taurus best do that? What's the power stance? What is the power stance for Taurus? Ooh, the giraffe. Okay. Aquarius. The larger community, word of mouth, gatherings, and networks. Let people talk about you. Let people talk about you. Here's Aquarius too. I'm also thinking about how like ridiculous the giraffe looks, and often how Aquarius really doesn't give a fuck about how they look, for better or worse, right? Like, Aquarius is very raw. It's a very weird, unique, raw, like that Uranus energy of just like why, they're, what animal looks like that, right? They look completely, giraffes, they're completely unique and they're totally weird, right? And these long ass necks, like, people would make fun of them, right? That would look ridiculous to people, but it's this brilliant strategy where they get to eat, they get access to food that nobody else does, right? So there's something here about allowing yourself to be kind of comical or like not really put together and looking the best and allowing people to talk about you and allowing it, like that word of mouth, that community thing. Like, I think that can feel really scary to Taurus too, right? Wanting to manage how people see you. wanting to manage your reputation, wanting to manage your public image or how you come across. I feel like giraffes just mind their business, right? They're like, we don't really care how people look at us or what people say about us, because we're minding our business, getting all this good food that you guys can't even reach. So, you know, who's laughing now? And interestingly, Aquarius is opposite Leo, right? So we've got this Leo Aquarius axis here, this archetype being in the spotlight. And see this big spotlight too? Huh. Okay, what is the power stance for Taurus? Ooh, Scorpio. Look at all these fixed signs. Scorpio is your opposite sign. The opposite of Taurus. Scorpio. See that private, there's that private. Scorpio and Taurus are the rival for the most private signs. It's a balancing act that you're going through. I feel like you're being really pushed past your comfort zone, right? Like all of your, these two make, you know, this is your opposition and this is a square and this is a square. It's like you've got these big, this is you. The Hierophant is in reverse too. We've got all of the major fixed signs here. It's a big cross. With Pisces and Gemini here, and Cancer and Pisces and Jupiter. It's about expansion. So the only planet really present here, right, is Jupiter. I mean, we've got Venus and Mercury a little with these guys, but the major cards here, right, it's Jupiter. So you're being pushed past a limit. You're expanding. And it's this squaring off of these 4 fixed signs: Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. And then with all this flowing energy here with your clearest pathway forward, right? So there's this, it feels like these wheels grinding to a halt, like you recognizing, I cannot go this direction. Pull it back, and there's this sort of opening up of this flow, this juicy, watery energy of like pure, raw emotion, feeling, authentic feeling. Like Scorpio is that, you know, diving down into the depths to get to the real truth, the real bottom of it. And it's like that's your way, that diving under the wave, that this flowing, juicy, 2 Pisces, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio. Yeah, it's like diving, a wave is coming at you, and in order to move past it, you got to dive under it. You can't try to outrun it, or you can't try to go this way or that way and think you're going to avoid it, right? You're being pushed to expand by drawing your energy back and going under this wave so you can really feel what it is you're really feeling. You have to experience some sort of wave of emotion so you can be your true, authentic, weird self. Your unique self, right? You can be true to that unique version of you, not this cookie cutter presentable version that you realized you couldn't maintain. This is about honesty, emotional honesty, and this is about uniqueness and truth, personal truth, right? Having your own mind, doing it because it makes sense for you, following your own, your own, what is it? What's the saying? Dancing to the beat of your own drum. Right, so getting to that place of emotional honesty so you can do that. Okay, what is the power stance for, oh, look at that. Oh, Taurus, your power stance is the giraffe, Scorpio, and the letter O. Open. Look at this parallel image too, right? They're both purple and they both have this circular coming full circle, right? This completing a circle. Going back to where you started, there's some kind of origin point, like an origin story. I'm thinking about that image of, that ancient image of like the snake that eats its tail, right? That completing of a circuit, right? Going back to the beginning, going back to where you came from so you can understand where you're going. Being open too. This openness. This is like deeply authentic, deeply individual in order to be receptive, in order to be truly whole. So that that's what authenticity really looks like, right? Is to be whole in yourself so that you can just kind of speak from the heart. You don't have to think about, is this authentic to me or is this how I really feel? You just are that thing, right? There's some kind of completing of a process. Go back to where you started. I don't know if that is going to make any sense. Doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe it'll make sense to you. Going to your origin. There's something about your origin story. There's something about understanding where something came from, where this pattern came from. Where did it start? You can end it by going back to where it started. Interesting. Yeah, why was it inauthentic in the first place, right? I think there's something about a revelation or connecting of a dot, like connecting the dots, right? Saying, oh, this is, oh, right? Oh, a realization, a connecting of the dots. There's some loop that you can complete within yourself right? You've recognized this. You've recognized that you were getting yourself into something that wasn't authentic. So now you're like, okay, I gotta go sort through how I feel and find what's really authentic and just let that come to light. And in order to do that, there's this circling back around and understanding the origin of that projecting. Why were you projecting in the first place, right? Where did you learn to do that? Feels like something very simple almost that might just like click together, like, oh, that's where that comes from, or that's why I was doing that. There's some kind of simple, like it was very complicated, but then when you realize where it came from, you're like, oh, duh. That also tells me that it is about, making it less complex, right? Just being, right? Knowing your truth so that you can be your individual self and just be in that, right? That's actually how we are open. How you can be really open is by being really complete in yourself, right? Closing the loop. And that is something that can be maintained. Think about that image of that spiral, or that, it's something that you can actually commit to because it's your real self, right? Because it's something that is true to your nature, is true to who you are. So it is something you can commit to. You can put your energy behind it, right? That beautiful, relentless Taurus energy, right? It's like, that when you get something going, it's going to be blessed and it's going to continue. So make sure, take the opportunity to do this now before it gets going, right? Close the loops, finish the cycles, these, really get clear, get complete and clear before you, put something in motion that commits you, right? Because then you will actually be able to maintain that. I'm seeing the wheel, you're like wrapping everything up. So when you do get going, you can go far. Good for you, Taurus. This is a very, I don't know, it just feels like Taurus really stepping up, maturing, stepping across an expansion, an opportunity to expand. So good for you. Is that it? That feels like it. Feels like everything that needs to be said. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Taurus. I will be doing Gemini next when the moon goes into Gemini tomorrow, I think. In the meantime, be well, and I'll see you then.